Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. These podcasts are brought to you in part by our sponsors, who really truly are what make these podcasts possible every week. O'Fallon Nutrition is a company that I've worked with for over 15 years. They're independently owned and operated, located here in O'Fallon, Missouri, right off of Highway K and Mexico Road. I call this place the Whole Foods of St. Charles County, but even if you are not located on this side of the river, it is still worth the drive. I can remember working all the way down at Powerhouse and still sending people out to O'Fallon Nutrition for their supplements. They are more than a supplement company. You can get grass-fed beef, salad dressing, seasoning for your cooking, hair care products, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, essential oils, and all the vitamins and minerals that you can think of. If you're looking for clean, whole food nutrition, as well as home care, house care, skincare products, O'Fallon Nutrition is your place. You can take a look at them at o'fallonnutrition.com, or if you'd like to have something shipped, if you're listening to me from outside of St. Louis, you can certainly have items shipped. I know they do free shipping if it's an order over $50, and the phone number is 636-240-5283. Again, it's o'fallonnutrition.com. As well as if preparing your food on a weekly basis is your primary excuse for why you're not able to stay on a good, clean eating program, which is something that I hear very regularly from my clients, I would ask you to please take the time to check out Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com. They are a phenomenal place. We get our food from there during the week. They deliver to our Integrity location. They will deliver to your house. They also are just available for pickup. You can go to their Chesterfield location or their Kirkwood location and just pick up meals for the day, as well as just having them delivered right to your door. So if preparing your food is your main excuse for why you cannot stay on a healthy eating program, then I would suggest just stop by Pure Plates. Just try it. If you're trying to lower your blood pressure, you're trying to lower your cholesterol, you're trying to get your blood sugar down, try to do Pure Plates meals for a week and just see how different you feel. These are organic meals. They are gluten-free. If you need them to be, they can be dairy-free. They are soy-free. You're not taking any processed sugars or meat-curing agents or preservatives. They really, truly believe in nutrient-dense meals that are just whole food nutrition. And I've had my clients, or I've made recommendations for my clients for years at Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com, or you can call them to ask questions at 636-778-3555. Again, remembering that they have a location in Chesterfield as well as in Kirkwood that you can just run by and pick up a meal today. Everyone always asks me where I get my meat from, and given that I really eat meat on a daily basis, typically beef primarily, my meat is very important to me. I have an autoimmune condition and I want grain-free, corn-free meat, and I just haven't found the confidence in stores in knowing that I'm getting 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And I have searched and searched and searched for the right farm, and I have found the farm. It's fedfromthefarm.com, fed, F-E-D, from thefarm.com. These farmers are amazing. It's a family. They're here in Missouri, and they have the desire, just like I do, to see people well and to see people healthy, and they put a lot into what they do. It's such a wonderful family to support. They do offer 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, meaning that's it. A beef, and I get my ribeyes, I get my ground beef, my ground sirloin, I get my chuck roast. I mean, they basically have everything. They even have awesome jerky, but they also have eggs, they have chickens, and they have turkey. I'm planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, and if you'd like lamb, they have that as well. But if you are in need of good quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or quality eggs, chicken, turkey, don't just settle for what you're getting at the local store. to go out on the internet and check out Fed from the Farm. That you can arrange a pickup or you can have it delivered to to your home. And I can guarantee you're going to taste the difference. For me, my health actually depends on it. So I really thank God to have found such a great farmer. Fedfromthefarm.com. I hope it blesses you.
Welcome to Faith, Fuel, and Fitness, the Integrity Way, with your hosts, John and Debbie Morris from Integrity Training Systems.
Hey everybody, this is John and Debbie Morris of Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. So happy to be with you today. We always like to start our show out by talking to you about what it means to be a warrior. And a warrior is a brave or experienced soldier or fighter. And if you listen to that, there's a couple ors in there. What it means is you don't have to be braved and you don't have to be a soldier. So if you are experienced and you have fought through anything in life, you are a warrior, and we've all done that. And why is it important to be a warrior? Well, it's important to be a warrior because life comes at you. And if you're not willing to warrior or you don't think you're capable of warrioring through it, then you'll never get ahead or you'll just sit where you are and give up. So we just always like to give you hope and acknowledgement that you may not be giving yourself of your ability and capability to be a warrior. And then we always like to talk a little bit about the way we see warrioring around us. Sometimes it's with clients, sometimes it's things that we're dealing with ourselves, and then other times it's just, different stories that we've heard about. And I think what's important to acknowledge is that no matter what you're going through, there's someone or something out there that can help, and they may not have it as bad as you. They may not have something specific like you've got, but in the world of the internet and all the crappy things that come with it, there's access to people that have dealt with similar things or something that may actually just help you to find hope rather than just sitting around like we would have had to 100 years ago thinking you're isolated and no one else has a clue what you're dealing with. So just like anything, if you aren't capable of doing something yourself, or you do feel stuck, or you do feel lost, or you do feel hopeless, I challenge you to find a coach or find someone that's at least dealt with it, someone who's gone through something similar. Alcoholics look for recovered alcoholics. Drug addicts look for recovered drug addicts. People looking for a work position and not knowing how to get there look for someone in the same position. If you're trying to lose weight, get healthy, or get in shape, that's what we do. We help you to do that. So I just want you, if you're sitting around today thinking like, man, my life is so hard and I have so many, mountains in front of me and Goliaths to defeat, and I don't even know where to start. Well, first off, pray and turn to God on it. And then second off, look for someone that can help.
I think that one thing that can be complicated when you're having health issues is you have a doctor and you've put all your eggs in one basket, and you have the expectation that that one doctor is going to be the end-all, be-all for everything. And I just, have learned through experience in 30 years of dealing with an autoimmune disease, there is no one doctor that has all the answers. There is no one person. There is no one treatment. There is no one program. Even when it comes to food and changing food, I have worked with a coach for my food for almost 30 years now. Everyone needs change with their food. There are basics, there are standards, there are foods that are kind of always part of the mix. But when you start to experience certain symptoms or certain issues, you need someone that kind of understands how to pivot when necessary. So if your primary care physician is not providing all of the answers, you have to muscle up. You have to have the courage to say, I'm staying in this fight. I'm not just, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and I'm going to start calling on more doctors. I'm going to start asking more people who else has dealt with this problem that I'm dealing with. What solutions did you find? Who did you work with? What did it take? Did you do acupuncture for it? Did you do a lymphatic massage for it? Did you take binders? Did you do a parasite cleanse? Did you go to a functional medicine doctor? Did you go to Palm Health? Did you do cryo? Did you do the salt room? What did you do? How did it make it better? The worst thing we can do is get ourselves on some sort of hamster wheel where every day we wake up in a defeated line of thinking. Oh, it's Monday. I don't want to go to work the next day, so I'm going to be in a bad mood all Sunday night and all day Monday. Well, then change your job. Change your job. Do something different with your life. But don't keep doing the same things. So if the doctor that you're working with is not providing answers, in my opinion, I see true soldiers that battle for themselves. They battle and they it's warfare against sickness in the body, and claim it. Claim that you will walk in health. Use the Bible, use the scripture. I am healthy. I am whole. I will walk in health. And get with some believing doctors. Get with some doctors that have faith, that are willing to work with you with their faith. And don't give up. Keep running the reps. Keep doing all of the things. Keep prepping your food. Keep going to the grocery store. Keep ordering the groceries. Keep ordering the supplements. Keep taking the probiotics. Keep taking the anti-inflammatory supplements. Keep taking the things that are lowering histamine. Do not have the foods that you know aggravate your system, because why? I know you think that it's great to go out and have something. Run the reps. Tell yourself that you're disciplined enough to not have those things so that you can wake up and you can feel alive and you can feel like you're progressing forward and that there's potential that you're going to be getting better. This is only one topic and one way to be a warrior. There's 1,000 different ways, but it's one that we see often. People just throw in the towel. One doctor doesn't have the answer, so the next thing we know it, they're throwing in the towel. They're giving up because that doctor doesn't have the answer. If I gave up when one doctor didn't have the answer all those years ago, 30 years ago, when I went through 22 different doctors trying to find answers. And that's when I was finally diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. Well, discovered that 2 registered dietitians had given me a food plan that made absolutely no sense for my body, and in fact was causing my immune system to basically further attack itself. I mean, really further attack itself. So I had to keep going. I had to keep finding people that had the knowledge. I had to keep finding people that could help me. I couldn't just settle for mediocrity, settle for dying, settle for not being okay, settle for not overcoming. I not only had to keep finding doctors, keep finding treatments, keep changing my food, and keep exercising and keep doing all these things, but I also had to keep believing. Keep reading the Bible, keep going to church, even when I didn't feel like going to church, even when I was too scared to go to church because my heart was racing too fast, or because I was too dizzy to stand in church because I thought I was going to pass out. I made it. I made it into the building, and healing came from being inside and never giving up and never just continually living off of all of the excuses for why I don't want to do something or why I can't do something. I just stayed in the battle. I continued to remain battle strong. And yes, I've grown weary. Yes, there have been plenty of times where I've wanted to give up. But that's when having a faith-filled pastor, a faith-filled friend, a faith-filled family, like my husband is my rock. If I'm not strong, when I am weak, he is strong. We're not weak together. We don't allow ourselves to be weak together. If one of us is falling, the other one picks the other up. It's just the way it goes. On my worst days, no matter what's going on, if I see that my husband just is incapable and is just really run down and cannot function that day, I'm going to fight to get him out of that hole because I know he'll do the same thing for me. So you've got to be around strong warriors. You have to build an army of people that will defend you when your defenses are down. Yes, you want a doctor. Yes, you want a treatment person. Yes, you want a person doing your food. Yes, you want a trainer. You want all these people, but you also want to watch who you're spending your time around. Who are these friends that you spend your time around? Are they the reasons you end up eating all the bad food anyways? Is that the reason why your immune system is attacking you every single month? Because you keep going out and eating and drinking things with them that you know you have no business doing? Are these friends gossiping about other people and causing you internal turmoil and stress that you don't need? Think about your environment. Think about who's on your army, who's fighting for you, who's lifting you when you're down, who's building you when you need built. This is extremely important. For more information on what we do at Integrity Training Systems with a 6-month nutrition program with myself or a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com. And when you go out to the website on Integrity Training Systems, take a look at our one-on-one subscription program with me, 2 live Q&As once a month. It is actually on sale right now, and we will mention that in our next segment, but there's lots of different opportunities to boost your immune system, to boost your health, and just to change things in working with integrity. For more information on gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, take a look at sophiesbakery.com. And for 100% grass-fed beef, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Debbie kind of wrapped up the last segment talking about who you're surrounding yourself with, and she was talking about not just your doctors, not just your personal trainer, your nutrition coach, not just the people that are actively doing something with or for you, but your friends, your family even sometimes. Do they align with you? You know, the Bible calls us to surround ourselves with like-minded individuals. And when I was growing up and I was younger, I thought that meant like other Christians, like other people that believed in God. But as I've gotten older and arguably wiser, what I've come to realize is that's not just about faith in Jesus. Like, that's actually about belief in anything. Like-minded individuals are going to be people that aren't willing to watch the same garbage that you're not willing to watch. They aren't willing to listen to the same stuff you're not willing to listen. They're not willing to be defeated by the same things you should choose to not be defeated by. And unfortunately, sometimes we have friends and, like I said, even family that bring us down. You know, their iron doesn't sharpen our iron. Ours sharpens theirs, but theirs rusts ours. And so take a look around you. Are you failing to succeed because your circle is failing you? I'm not here to try to tell you to break up with your friends and family, but I am here to challenge you to question whether or not you should. I mean, if you're trying to do something, anything, you're trying to be successful with weight loss, you're trying to be successful with getting your health back, you're trying to be successful with starting a new business, and you tell that to somebody, and that person negatively shuts you down and says, that's a terrible idea. Why would you do that? You're never going to be successful at that. You're never going to pull that off. Then you've chose the wrong person to say that to. Now, I'm not talking about being realistic. There's a difference. You know, if you're the kind of person that you've got 5 people that you supply for, 5 kids and a wife, and you're working a job and you're like, I'm just going to quit my job and just see what happens. Like, okay, that's a bad idea. But if you've got an idea to start a business and you know that you can transition and make that happen, I had to do that. I left law enforcement and started working part-time, but I knew what the end goal was, and here we are. So if you're telling people things, telling people what you need to overcome, how you want to overcome it. Food is another example. You go to a party and your friends are like, you can't have one drink. You can't have one nacho. And you're like, no, I'm really just trying to get healthy, and that stuff makes me very sick. And they're like, oh, come on. Well, then are you hanging out with the right people? We get people that come in all the time saying that. Like, yeah, I just went ahead and had one because I didn't want to make them mad. Make them mad? You made yourself sick. How weird is that you have to make a decision between being well or not to not upset the person you're spending your time around? So watch your circle. Watch your circle of who you go to professionally. Like I said, your coach, your nutrition coach, your personal trainer, your doctor, your counselor, your psychologist, your psychiatrist. What are they trying to help you with, and what direction are they leading you in? And does it align with your long-term goal, what you're actually trying to accomplish? Or are you running into friction there? And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about someone that just agrees with you on everything. Like, yeah, okay, keep giving me your money and I'll agree with you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that actually do the opposite. When you're like, yeah, I don't think I can overcome this. This is too hard for me. I'm going to lose at this. I need to just not take this on. And like, are you kidding me? Like, you can absolutely take this on. You're strong enough to do this. All you have to do is persist. You're looking for perfection. You're looking for the one-stop, one-hop action that's going to take you to the next level. And it just doesn't happen like that. You got to keep bashing your head against it until you break through. And persistence is what I find missing in today's society. We live in such a short-term, flick your wrist, push to the next thing, I don't like you, I swipe left world that we don't work hard for anything anymore. Why would you? You get the same dopamine response in your brain, the same feeling and sensation of overcoming something by choosing the next 7-second video you watch that you get from working your butt off to accomplish something. But what you don't get is a lifetime skill or success that comes with actually putting the work in.
Yeah, that's very true. I think that, I don't know, I just think that people are so quick to want to please other people, okay, like with their choices, that they're just willing to make sacrifices with their health. And so the problem is that if you truly 100% want to have exceptional health, if that is the goal, maybe that's not everyone's goal. Maybe some people are okay with just kind of feeling so all the time. But if exceptional health is what you're really seeking, and you want to be optimized, and you want to have great energy, and you don't want to feel bloated all the time, and you don't want your body to be in pain, and you want to be super focused. You don't want to be going down the path of diabetes. You don't want to be going down the path of heart disease. You don't want to have dementia. You don't want to have a neurological issue. If that's truly you, and that's what you truly want, then when you go to someone's house to eat, you can't care if you're going to hurt their feelings because you're not eating everything that they have on their buffet of food. You can't care that you're not having their stuffing. You can't care that you're not having their pie. You just celebrate with them, and you eat a good quality meal before you go. You bring as many healthy things as you can with you. You eat what you can there, and you don't live for food. You don't live for that flesh-feeding desire or need to just appease yourself with whatever food that you bring in. Yes, it's very similar to the dopamine response that you get from the electronics, but the old-fashioned way of getting that dopamine is putting junk food in your body, having that moment with that junk food, and then now you're just feeling regret because you're having a migraine, you're feeling bloated, you have pain in your body, you're gaining weight, your heart is acting up, your immune system is acting up, your nervous system is acting up. Suddenly you're feeling anxious again. Now you're feeling a little bit depressed. You don't really want to get up and go to work. You're starting to get a little bit edgy with people. You actually just really are not enjoying your life as much as you were before. Look at what you're eating. Look at what you're drinking. Optimize and get with someone that's willing to be honest with you and tell you the hard truths on some of these topics, because there are just too many people out there that really just want to tell you exactly what you want to hear because they can sell you something with that. They can sell you a product or they can sell you a program. I actually don't want to sell you that. I want to sell you health. All right. And I hope that I do that by my influence in my life, not just by my advertising. I hope that I do it because you see me healthy, you see me energized, you see me full of life and full of light, and you want something that I have. And the most important thing I hope that you want that I have is Jesus. For more information on what we do at Integrity Training Systems with a 6-month nutrition program or a free personal fitness assessment, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208. For that online monthly subscription program with myself, we now have a Christmas special for $19.95 a month instead of $24.95. The code for that is Christmas Deal, and you can sign up for that online at integritytrainingsystems.com. For gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your door from my personal bakery, take a look at sophiesbakery.com. And for 100% grass-fed beef, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com.
John and Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Just kind of talking a lot to you about, like, what do you surround yourself with? What circle are you with? And, you know, are they actually helping you to achieve your goal? And are they helping guide you, or are they hindering you? Are they hurting you? Are they holding you back? You know, and like we just said, it's kind of interesting if you listen. It's almost an argument with yourself. You know, it's like, okay, I got to surround people that are like-minded, and I got to surround people that agree with me. I got to surround people that believe in me, but I also need to not surround myself with people that agree with everything I say. It's like, well, which is it? Well, it's both. I mean, someone that agrees with everything you say is not good for you. They should challenge you on things, but it should be to make you grow. It should be to make you better. If what they're challenging you on doesn't make you better, then you're with the wrong people. And I guess that's what I want to get across. So like Deb said, if you're trying to get yourself healthy and the people are challenging you on what you eat, and you're literally like, I have diabetes and I really shouldn't eat that. Like, come on, you and I have partied before. You used to have drinks with me. Wrong person. Okay. If you're at a party and you go to have a couple chips and someone has the willingness to be like, should you really have those? Like, don't those mess with you? Instead of getting frustrated and being like, what the heck? Like, I can eat what I want. I'm an adult. Maybe take into account that they don't want to have that conversation either, because they know it's going to create friction, and they're willing to do it because they do care about your success. So through all of this, what I want to think about is that the persistence is just important. And I mentioned that last segment. It's like, what are you doing to make sure that you continue on the walk to health? And I always compare, it's pretty fascinating, faith and health, like how parallel they are. You know, one step in front of the other. You're going to side rail, you're going to sideline, you're going to fall down, but you get up and do it again. And I've told this story in the past, but I had a client that trained with me for a long time. She did phenomenal, and she ultimately ended up losing more weight than she weighed. I think she lost like 1.5 times of her final body weight. So what her final body weight was, she lost 1.5 of that. And I remember that she had a friend come over to her house. And so she comes in the next day and she is like distraught, like borderline bawling distraught. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, you know, and we're getting ready to train on the floor, but I can tell like she's not okay. So I'm like, do you want to just like go? Do we need to go talk or something? And she's like, yeah, that'd be great. So long-windedly, what ends up happening is she tells me that when her friend came over, she brought an entire pack of Oreos, not like a strip, like the whole square, you know, and that her friend had opened it and only ate like 3 of the Oreos. And when she left, she forgot the Oreos there. And so this client of mine, she put the Oreos, I believe, in her cabinet or in her pantry or on her counter. I can't remember, but she didn't throw them away. And, you know, she said it was because, you know, just in case her friend wanted them, but it was like, okay, well, when is your friend coming back? And it was going to be some time, you know? So it's like, I don't think your friend needs you to hang on to the Oreos. And I didn't say that to her, but you can see where this is starting to go. Our minds start to like dig in and like, ooh, you know, I don't want that. I mean, they're going to want that. They're going to want me to save that. And so she ended up eating the whole thing. She was like, I ended up eating it. And I'm like, the Oreos? She's like, yes, every last one of them. It's like I told myself I was going to have 1, and then I had 2, and then I had 3, and I'm not disciplined, and I can't stop, and I can't make myself, you know, I can't control myself. and I'm such a failure. And I'm like, now hold on a second. Like, hold on a second. You have lost at that time your body weight. She hadn't lost all of it yet. I was like, you have lost your body weight. You are healthy. You feel phenomenal. You say you're not disciplined, but you actually, when you go to the grocery store, you don't go into the center aisles at all. You circle the outside of the store because you know you can find what you need, and it keeps you out of the candy and the cookies and the cereal and the junk that you're addicted to. So you have set disciplines in place. You have set parameters, and just your life demonstrates that you're disciplined and strong. What happened is you got caught in a moment. You got caught in a moment of weakness where you let yourself slip, and that's okay. Instead of being hung up on it, it's like, okay, that happened. How were they? Did they taste good? Were they great? You have a migraine today? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Don't do that again. Let's just not do that. Don't beat yourself up over it. There's no reason to do that. Just continue to persist. It's one foot in front of the other. If you expect perfection, you're going to fail. If you expect persistence, then when you fall off, you just get back up and go again. Now, that's not an excuse. Like, okay, well, I'm going to persist, so it's okay for me to be off Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Don't schedule your fall offs, okay? But persist through these situations, and that's actually the secret to success in life. I listen to multi-hundred millionaires and billionaires talk all the time. And what they say is they're not smarter than anybody else walking around. They're just not willing to give up. They try one more time. And I heard a quote online, I think it was this weekend. I can't even remember. I never even know what day it is anymore. And it said that you're only recognized at the beginning and the end of every race, the beginning and the end of everything you do. At the beginning, there's balloons, there's a start. There might be a gun that goes off. There's a crowd. Everybody's cheering.
Alex Hormozy.
Okay. And so Alex Hormozy says that. And then he says at the end, there's a finish line. There's a big ribbon you try to run through. There's balloons. There's people cheering. And he goes, but where you actually need those cheerleaders, or you actually need those people, is in the middle.
Yep.
If you're running a marathon, the 26 miles, it'd be nice to have them there. But guess what? They're not there. And so it's what you do in between that makes the difference. Now, I heard another quote, and I don't think it was Alex. I actually think it was a guy that was talking with Alex, and you see him pop up a lot. He's got maybe a British accent. And he said, what happens is at the beginning, people will tell you you're nuts. That doesn't make sense at all. Why would you want to do that? And then at the end, when they haven't been with you at all through the journey, they say, wow, you got really lucky on that one. Or it must have been nice to get so lucky. And so it's they only watch you in the beginning and the end. And the process in between the grind, or even that being the part that they consider the beginning and the kind of craziness, they write it off as that. And then they're like, well, it must be nice to get lucky. And it shows their unwillingness to persist in the middle. It shows theirs. And so that's what these successful people say is they're like, listen, I'm not smarter than you. I just figured out how to keep myself going until what I was attempting to accomplish ended up getting accomplished.
I just personally think that there's actual triggers that keep that well, I don't personally think, I know that there's actual triggers that keep a person from genuinely being able to stay consistent or be persistent. We were talking to our daughter. We have 50-50 custody over our daughter. She's had health issues basically since she was 2 years old, all very much linked to what she eats, what she drinks, the amount of sleep she gets, and just lifestyle issues. And unfortunately, you're only in control of 50% of her time. We were talking to her the other day about just energy and just zest and just how she feels. And she said, I'm having these cravings at 9 o'clock at night. I genuinely really want sugar. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. And she's like, so I just feel kind of weak that I just want this so much. And I'm like, let's not feel weak. Let's see where the weak link is. Let's see where there's a kink in the chain, something is off. And she just kind of looked at me and I'm like, something in your day was off. So talk me through your day. And so she talked me through her day. And so what was her lunch? What did she have for lunch? Well, did she have a well-balanced lunch? Was there a protein, plenty of carbohydrates, and some good fat on top of those fibrous vegetables and on top of those? No, it was a protein bar and a pack of fruit snacks. Well, that's actually not a lunch, first of all. And so you're going to have so much sugar in that lunch that you're going to be super hungry. She's set up to have a protein shake when she gets home from school. She has all the things put together to have that protein shake. She realized that day she completely forgot to come home and blend up a protein shake. So she had a protein bar and a package of fruit snacks, which I don't even believe in. They're just fake whatevers, gummy whatever, carnauba wax stuff that you don't even have any business eating. And she didn't have her shake. So she has dinner, and with dinner, she has potatoes. She said she'd been having potatoes, like every night? That was like what they were having for dinner every single night?
She said it was kind of every night.
It had become an every night thing to have potatoes, which we didn't raise Sophie on potatoes. So she is having a starchy vegetable. She missed her afternoon snack, and her lunch was a protein bar and fake fruit that is stuck in a gummy package. That is why she's craving sugar at 9:00 at night. It all started with lunch not being balanced. Then the gap that was created between lunch and dinner, not having that well-suited protein snack that would have had fruit in it, that would have had quality fat in it. She would have been very sustained going into dinner, although she still probably would have still craved sugar even if she would have had that protein shake,
right,
because of what she had at lunch and what she had at dinner. Those potatoes, she just had meat and potatoes. Those potatoes are just going to spike her blood sugar, and that blood sugar is just going to plummet back down. She doesn't have any fibrous vegetables to try to slow it down. So at 9:00 at night, her body is genuinely, physiologically needing something.
I think that that's really important for everybody listening to acknowledge, because one of the most common things from people that don't work with Debbie, so that's clients of mine that are only training, or even just people in general, is, I do pretty good through the day, but then at nighttime I have this sweet tooth. At nighttime I have these cravings. I wake up in the middle of the night and I go eat cookies. I wake up, it's always this evening thing. And so they think the evening is the problem. But the problem can be, and actually usually is, what has happened through the course of the day. So you actually think you're doing well, but something in what you think is doing well is off enough that you're struggling with the thing in the end of the day. So you think you need to correct the end of the day, but what you actually need to correct is the thing that you inappropriately think you're doing right.
And Sophie was just sort of mind blown. She's like that, she's 13. She's like, gosh, that makes perfect sense. So just one day into it, the very next day, she doesn't have potatoes with dinner. She has a very well-balanced lunch, which when we send her with lunch, she takes ground turkey and green beans, or she takes salmon and green beans. So she has that, and then she has that smoothie, and she doesn't feel that sugar craving before bedtime. So a lot of times this isn't mental weakness. This isn't your mind not being able to get wrapped around it. A lot of times it's just physiologically something is off, and you need someone to get in there and really try to help you to figure that out. For more information on what we do with our 6-month nutrition program, or a free personal fitness assessment, or to get signed up for our monthly subscription program with 2 Q&A calls with myself, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com, or give us a call at 636-299-2208. And that code for the subscription program is Christmas Deal. For gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your door from my personal bakery, take a look at sophiesbakery.com. And for 100% grass-fed beef, the only meat that the Morris family will eat, take a look at fedfromthefarm.com.
Welcome back, everybody. John and Debbie Morris of Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. So happy to have you. We've had a pretty good show so far. We're in our final segment here with you. If you're just tuning in, hello. If you're not just tuning was that pretty good?
That
Do you
was
think
pretty
I
good.
do you think I
Hello.
do you think I registered their bass there? Like if anybody's like bumping old school Rockford Fosgate subs, do you think I came through that? Like, hey everybody. Like,
Mine were Pioneer and Techniques.
oh, Pioneer girl.
Yeah. My tuner was Techniques, but my speakers were Pioneer.
Okay, so my amp was Pioneer. Okay. I also had a Pioneer tuner as well. Head unit is what those are actually called, Deb. Just in case.
Well, I was talking about my home tuner,
Oh,
like the tuner.
wow. I did not have one of those. But my subs were audio bonds. Okay. Yeah, that's
okay.
kind of a big deal. You know what's funny is, do you realize
I don't
those?
even think anyone knows what that brand is.
Do you what?
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows what that is.
Okay, well, you guys can go ahead and post on the website today if you don't know what Audiobahn is. Holy cow, we're talking like top tier, Deb.
I actually really don't know what.
In
they
fact,
are.
if you don't know this,
I used to have a subscription to Stereo Review magazine.
if you're unaware, Deb, those two 12-inch audio bonds are still in a sealed, enclosed case in our basement.
Oh, how lucky we
And
are.
it's still sealed. This is from 2002. You can push on one and the other one flexes. That's quality.
Yeah, the bass on our
I don't-
speakers in our living room made the stone fall off our fireplace.
That's real talk. We got it hooked up. I'm kind of like a video and audio file. I don't do much, right? Like I work and then we go to Florida so that we can come back and work really hard. But outside of that, like I don't collect things. I don't play golf. I don't do really anything that a lot of dudes do. But man, I have a setup. I like to watch movies and I don't like to go to the theater because people are crazy. So, yeah, when I got it first hooked up, I gave it the old test, the Top Gun test where you like take the jets off, and part of our fireplace's bricks fell out. So
Yep, they fell out on the ground. And then the next day, John tried to put him back in, and that was pretty entertaining, to be real honest with you. He said, Deb, hurry, come here, hold this for me.
I didn't know that.
Hold this for me.
I thought the mortar style adhesive I was using was quick dry, so I got it all lathered up, and it wasn't.
So I come over and hold it. 10 minutes later, my arms are about to break. How long am I holding this for?
So then I get this bright idea because it's bedtime that I'm going to take one of our dining room tables and post it up against it.
Yeah.
Chairs. Yeah, the chair. Should have used the table.
Yes.
The chair. And so I post the chair up against it and I step back and it's all held in place. And I'm like, awesome. So next morning I come down and I try to remove the chair and it is as well adhered to the bricks. Listen, okay, in a show where we're talking about persistence over perfection, it wasn't perfect, but I kept trying.
I just want to say that John has come so far with fixing things. I mean it wholeheartedly. So far.
Do you know?
He just really uses YouTube now, and he's like super good at it now.
Okay, so I don't know
I
what
take
the heck.
pictures of it because it's so
I
impressive
don't know what
how
the
good
heck
he is with
the last 3 minutes of this segment was.
Exactly.
But what I'm gonna say though is we're gonna take everything we just joked about and I'm gonna convert it. You ready for me to flip it here? Gonna conversion.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I sought out answers to things I didn't know. So instead of paying somebody to come do these things that she's saying I'm now capable of fixing, I'm like, you know what? There has to be a tutorial for this. Someone has done this before and said, you know what? I'm going to make a tutorial on how to do this. And I found them. I go out to YouTube, I Google it, and I just find these answers to things. Now, there's things that I do not. It's like, okay, that is a really intelligent example of how to do that, and I'm going to let a professional do that. I'm glad that you made that look easy. So there's times that happens, but man, the amount of stuff that I have been able to correct. And so this is my point, like I said, all the way back to the first and second segment is find somebody, find something. Instead of me giving up and letting my house fall into shambles, or instead of me just being like, well, this is what it is, I've found ways to fix things. And then when I can't find a way to fix it myself, I have someone else do it. I'll give you an example. This one's pretty solid. So we have a toilet at our gym, which they never told me, okay, when I opened a gym, that I would be a part-time business owner, a part-time personal trainer, and like a full-time toilet fixer, light bulb changer. And the light bulbs aren't that big of a deal, but man, the toilets, it's so funny, you know, people come up front and they're like, there is a problem with the toilet in the back, and it's like it's clogged, you know? And it's like, oh, well, there was a plunger, but I got this. You know, it's like, I'll take care of it. Okay, that's a side note. We're getting off tangent. What is this segment even? I don't even know. Okay, so I'm going to give you this example. So the toilet that's in our far back of our gym had an issue with the handle, and I changed the handle, which, again, I looked up through YouTube, but I used the wrong handle, and so it was too big, and ultimately what ended up happening is it broke the inside, like the plastic that causes it to flush. So I'm like, okay, out of order. So I order another piece for that, and it comes in, and so I'm unscrewing. I've emptied the tank, which I've watched YouTube on how to do. I've got the water turned off. I've got it all set up. I take the pieces out, and then I recognize that not only do I have the wrong piece, there's another piece I need, and it's not clicking with me how to install it. So as I'm doing all of this, I kind of push on the toilet, and the whole toilet falls over. And I'm like, I think that's supposed to be secured to the ground. I'm not positive, but there are bolt holes in the ground, and I've always seen caulk around the bottom of the toilet. So I have a friend, he's a plumber, so I just reach out to him. I'm like, dude, I need your help. So he shows up, and he's like, yep, that shouldn't move like that. Whoever installed this did not put the screws into the ground. You're lucky that someone wasn't using this, and it didn't just fall over. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how long that's been like that, but we've never replaced that toilet, so probably a decade. Long-windedly, he, with great haste in that same day, had the parts, had it switched out, had it fixed, bolted it down, and had it caulked. So there are times that I am able to fix things through YouTube and studying, and there's times that I'm not. And all of that long-windedly, if you've hung with us, to say, don't give up on what you're trying to figure out. You know, I know that's a silly example, but if something's hard for you or you can't figure it out, look it up. There's a lot of resources out there. You know, you can feel how you feel about it. And if you don't like AI, I understand. I don't think it's going away. I think it's here to stay. But ChatGPT it. If you don't want to use AI, use Google. Although Google's throwing AI at you now too. I mean, just look this stuff up. There is a way to do these things, or there's coaches or people that can get it done for you, professionals in the industry. You don't have to do it alone.
Alex Hormozy says 9 times out of 10, you already know what you need to do. It just sucks. But rather than
really
endure discomfort, we convince ourselves there's something else worth doing when really there isn't. You just need to do what you know you need to do.
Yeah.
And you just have to embrace the suck.
Yeah, it's really good. I say this a lot. Most people are uncomfortable in their comfort zone.
Right.
They don't want to be there. They hate their job. They're not happy with their spouse. Their kids annoy them. You know, they're unhealthy. They feel like garbage, but they'd rather remain uncomfortable there in their comfort zone than get uncomfortable trying to leave it to hopefully reach a new comfort zone where they actually feel well and achieve the things they know and want to achieve.
Right.
They'd rather just deal with the discomfort they're in now because they know it.
Yeah.
And so it's sad because that's what holds a lot of people back. You know, I hear this all the time. Well, you know, I know what I need to do in our industry. This is one of the most commonly said things for failure is I know what I need to do. I just don't do it. I know what I need to eat. I know how I need to train. I don't think you do. And even if you do think you know, there's a reason you're where you are not getting it done. So again, hire someone that can help you, or at the very least, realize that there's hope for you out there and go look for a way to overcome it.
I personally have a monthly subscription program. It is normally $24.95. It is this month $19.95. It'll cost you $19.95 a month to have 2 live Q&A meetings with me. If you can't catch them live, you can watch them anytime you'd like inside the Circle app. It's a free app that you get when you get signed up for this. If you go to integritytrainingsystems.com and use the code ChristmasDeal, DEAL, it will get you that program for $19.95. For more information on Integrity, take a look at integritytrainingsystems.com or give us a call at 636-299-2208. For 100% grass-fed beef, take a look at Fed from the Farm. And for gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, take a look at Sophie's Bakery. Thank you for listening, and God bless.